Audrey, this is Lorraine.
Nice to meet you, Lorraine.
And
hi.
this is Mike.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Better.
You look shocked.
Yeah.
So what if it was her?
That would be terrible.
This man had never physically abused you before, but emotionally certainly had abused you.
Yes.
Because he was a former NYPD homicide detective, correct?
Yes, he was.
But there's something that we experience in domestic violence called separation assault. And the most dangerous time for any woman in an abusive relationship is immediately when she leaves that relationship. Where is he now?
He is in jail.
Where is the case right now?
We haven't gone to trial, but he's obviously facing life with no parole. Something I wanted to say to you that I noticed, I was watching backstage. For every action, there is a reaction, and it sounds to me like you're insinuating that she is provoking you. Is that how you feel? That she is provoking you?
Sometimes I do, but I want to be able to, no matter what she does, be able to be the bigger person, be a man, and not
That's where I'm
react
headed.
to her.
Every action has a reaction. If a child came up and smacked you in the face, would you smack them back?
No.
Because you control your reaction. And there's no reason why you shouldn't control your reaction with her.
Go ahead.
Fact: anyone can be a victim or survivor of domestic violence. It does not matter where you're from Brooklyn, you're from the Bronx, if you grew up with two parents or in foster care, it does not matter your age, your sexuality, even your gender. Anyone can be a victim or survivor of dating violence. And in addition, anybody can be an abuser. There's no way of looking at someone and being able to tell that someone's going to be abusive. No one has a little name tag like, "Hi, I'm an abuser, nice to meet you." And no one's ever going to come up to you and say, "Hey, you're so cute, let me get your number, I'm going to punch you in the face in 3 months." That's not going to happen.
What the hell's this?
What's that? It's a dress.
Look, I know it's a bloody dress. What the hell's it for? You think I'm just going to let you out of here wearing that?
Stop it, you idiot. You're wrecking it.
I'm an idiot, am I?
What's going on?
You think I don't know what you're up to?
What do you mean? Stop it. What
Look,
are you doing? Just let go.
who's going to be there?
Who? I don't know what you mean. Please, just let go.
Stupid little lame hat! Tell it! Who is it? Who are you getting all dressed up for? Who the hell are you trying to impress? You're making me stupid. Well, you're just making me. Now tell me, or you know what's coming next.
Thought you could use this.
Right, come in.
Had some temper problems, and you've done some things and said some things that are inappropriate, then the best course of action for you is to acknowledge that, get some help with that, and I will offer you help with that, to turn this thing around and take the high road. I'm troubled that you say you want to see your child, but in 8 months, you haven't done so. You're not making some of the best choices here. You got to decide you either want to be right or you want to be happy. And if it means that you jump through some hoops, put your ego aside. If you want a relationship with your son, then you do the things that are necessary to make that happen. I'm trying to get you to be results oriented and yet stay safe for both of you. Now, Areva Martin is a top family law attorney. Now, she says that law enforcement agencies are reluctant to investigate these domestic violence charges when they learn there's a custody case going on. And you feel that the court has not protected you. You feel like they threw out a restraining order that shouldn't have been there, but yet you haven't exercised your rights. This does get jumbled up in the system, Areva, is that correct?
Yes, Dr. Phil, very complex situation. Brittany, if you feel like you're being harassed, I encourage you, go to the police department right now when you leave this show and make a report, because the only way you're going to be heard in the court is if you have that proof. And your feelings are your feelings. And it's not for us sitting here today to judge you or to determine, what's happening. As a mom, if you're concerned about your son, then do everything you can to protect your son. Because we know 75 kids have died in this country in 1 year from domestic violence involving dads. And we don't want that to happen to your son.
And I think you have to understand, we cannot make a leap here and assume that you've done what she's saying you've done. This is a he said, she said. You have a temper, and you admit that you have a temper.
Nowhere in the corridors of pale green and gray. Nowhere in the suburbs, in the cold light of day. There in the midst of it, so alive and alone, words support like bone, dreaming of Mercy Street, where you're inside out, dreaming of Mercy.
You were bound to make an escape. You're turning up aces, little man. They all fell in the palm of your hand. Have you found your way out? Have you found your way out? Second chances, no.
Does it bother you that people that abuse women are so easily forgiven? Does it bother you that people who have put their hands on someone just like you could one day be on your TV screen given an award? People seem to have forgotten that he has no problem smacking you up. He has no problem calling you out of your name. He has no problem making you feel like crap. Put your hands on a woman, you are no longer a man. You can't play in this club anymore. You need to go vacate immediately. Step out the door. Don't let it hit you in the booty, but I hope it does, and I hope it's in a sharp on the side so it goes up your butt so you can feel it. That doesn't make sense to me that in our society, people who freaking hit women get forgiven so easily. Even someone who verbally abuses a woman, they just get away with it so easily. People act like it's such a small thing. Rush Limbaugh said that thing about that girl, and everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. But I almost guarantee you that given a couple of months, he will be back on top. He'll be back and bigger than ever. You know why I think that? Because every time another man has done something similar, people kind of just forget about it after a while, and they put him right back in the place where he was when he started. Chris Brown, for instance, he beat the crap out of Rihanna. I mean, he beat the mess out of her. And look at him now. He's all over the radio. He's all over TV. He's dancing with his shirt off, dyed his hair yellow, and all of it's just crazy, but hey, it's whatever. It's Chris Brown. He did his time. People are making excuses for him. But at the end of the day, he still beat a woman. He still hurt someone. Did you see his face look like that? Did you see his face? His face looked all pretty. It was all good, His situation was all like, what's the word? I don't know. It was copacetic. Oh, I wanted to use that word for a long time. His whole situation was copacetic, He was good. Not Rihanna, though. But now she's doing a song with him, because our society has taught us that, hey, if the guy can sing, if the guy can lay it down, it's all good. I don't believe that for a second. That is so messed up to me. That is so jacked up that we have so little respect for women that we let that happen. Michael Richards said something extremely racist. He got on stage and said the N-word. He's an N-word, he's an N-word, he's an N-word. He went nuts. And now you can't see his face anywhere. You can't see him on a cereal box. You can't see him anywhere. You might see him on a commercial for Seinfeld, but you won't see him in any new original content. You won't see him do anything new. His career is done. Why? Because he did something racist. But if he would have did something against a woman, it's like, oh, she's a B. F that B. That B sucks. You know what I'm saying? I hate women. I hate people. He did any of that. He'd be A-okay. In fact, people probably call him a genius. I know it's cheesy, but the truth is that I respect women probably more than any man on the planet. In part because I have a lovely wife. In part because I have an awesome mother. In part because I have an amazing sister. I used to fight with my sister when we were little kids. I mean, we used to get into it like cats and dogs. We used to hit each other, punch each other, chase each other. It was mutual, and we would go at each other like left and right. And when we were little kids, actually, I was messing with her. I pushed her or something, and then she came behind me and hit me in the mouth with a wrench. And I run to my parents. Oh my God, Mommy, Daddy, I'm bleeding. And they're like, what did you do to your sister? I'm like, I'm bleeding. What did you do to your sister? I'm like, I'm bleeding. And they just were like, clean it up. It just taught me at that moment that I need to forever respect women, because if you don't, they will hit you in the mouth with a wrench. And I wish there was something I could say to make it better or change it, or say to you, hey, here's a solution. Eat some pickle juice. I don't know how pickle juice would save women from getting beaten. Maybe the breath is so bad that the guys will go, oh, baby, ew. Oh, girl, never mind, I was gonna hit you. That's gross. And they go make a sandwich. And if you're with someone who is abusing you, get out of the situation. Don't let him take your power away. And if you need to, fight back. Get a frying pan. I even say cut off his balls. Because a man that hits a woman isn't really a man anyway.
So Feminist Frequency released her new video in her YouTube series, and this was the Damsel in Distress Part 2. And apparently within 1 hour, the video was flagged. And it appears the flagging was due to a whole bunch of people who don't like Anita flagging it and trying to get it taken down. And while a lot of people will claim, oh well, we're flagging it to censor it because she censors everybody because she doesn't allow people to rate or comment on the videos. That's not what the flagging system was designed for on YouTube. YouTube has set up a system where you are allowed to block comments and people and ratings if you want to. Abusing the flagging system just because you don't like what the person is saying is stupid. You are only adding to her arsenal of things that she can bring up to show that, oh, see, people are scared of what I'm saying because they know it's true. Or this is how those angry male gamers act. You're just helping her by flagging her video. Just let the videos go up, create videos yourself refuting the evidence that she puts into her videos, or the lack thereof, and be done with it. Show people another side of the coin of this issue other than Anita, who has done research, who has video evidence and evidence of people acting like retards towards her just because she's a feminist. And the other side of the coin right now is, for the most part, people acting like retards and saying terrible things to her just because they don't like what she's saying. You see where people on the outside of this whole situation looking in can side with Anita much easier than they can side with you, because she's the one that's acting rational, even though some of her arguments are completely ridiculous. And that being said, I watched most of her recent video and it got to a point where I just couldn't listen to it anymore because none of it was making sense. She was just cherry picking everything. The part that I got to was when, you know, the female character, your love interest or whatever, got transformed into some hideous demon or monster abomination, and you had to fight her. She was saying that signifies domestic violence and how it's okay and sometimes it's actually a good thing. No, that is the stupidest argument I've ever heard. For one, these are video games. This is not domestic violence. This is not the real world. Real intelligent people can play these video games and understand this is a video game. This isn't real life. Domestic violence is not a good thing. But the assumption that she seems to be making is that anybody playing these things will think that it's okay, and therefore, oh yeah, we're just gonna go off and do these things. Anyways, I already made a video about her and my qualms with her, and I'll just leave it at that. I just needed to make this video because regardless of what you think of what she says and what you think of her content, she has the right to say it. She has a right to upload it to YouTube and have other people view it. If they want to believe what she's saying, fine, let them believe. If you want to make sure that those people don't believe her, make a video of your own refuting the facts that she has, or link people to a video that does the same. But anyways, what do you guys think about this whole topic? Please let me know in the comments section down below. Please click on like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Hi everybody, my name is KJ, and I'm over Abused Anonymous.
Ooh, Fenario is back.
I know how it feels to not be able to have a cell phone that shows the messages on the front screen.
Hello everybody, my name is Brent Winslow, and my man, well, he wore my ass out.
I know how it feels to have a 5'4" woman reach up and punch you in the face.
Hi, my name is Timo, and my girlfriend be whooping my ass.
I know how it feels to want to just put your hands around the throat of a 120-pound woman and just choke the life out of her because she won't shut the fuck up.
I mean, like, this is the crazy part, y'all. Like, she don't never beat me up when I'm up. She wait till I go to sleep. Somebody be hitting me, and I wake up and I don't be seeing nobody.
But I'm here to let you guys know that that's not the answer. Here at Abused Anonymous, we never put our hands on a lady. Say it with me. We never put our hands on a lady.
She was like, no, you're not unlocking nobody. It's my turn. And then she started hitting me. And all I could think about was that monkey that was chasing me on Temple Run.
It caught me by surprise that 5 of my wives beat the shit out of me. They beat me so bad. They beat me so bad. I don't even want to go home. This is fresh.
She filled up a sock full of soap and beat the shit out of me. I woke up smelling just like Doug. And I ain't even take no bath that night.
He thought I was lying. I said, don't call me no liar. Then he slapped the daylights out of me. But I know he loves me because he kissed me and he gave me $50.
Every time I try to leave, some keep pulling me back, telling me I need her in my life.
Timo! What the fuck is this? Where the fuck is the gas pump? I don't got the damn gas. No, shut the fuck down. Sit down, mind your damn business. What do you want to go? Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.
No weapons. Let's go. I don't need to take this shit.
Just don't put
I gotta go.
Just don't put your hands on it, Timo. Just don't put your hands on it.
It's like I'm on probation.
Seen my car park at the McDonald's. She came all in there making a scene, got all aggressive with me, you know. Man, I don't know if y'all ever had, but the bitch snatched the knot in my ass, though. I mean, you know, she younger than me, man. These young bitches be strong, my nigga. They be strong.
I can handle one. I can handle 2. But I cannot handle 12. Vicious women.
And I told him, I stood up, I said, no, I want to park my car in your garage tonight. He yelled at me. I ain't never seen him like that. He said, what, nigga? I said, I want to be the man tonight.
Wait. This another dude? That's not domestic violence. That's just a fight. Like, you can hit him.
Why you with man anyway? See. That's that shit I don't like.
Slap him back. Like, he can hit him, right?
Yeah, he did hit him.
Yeah.
He can hit him.
Who is my girl? She verbally abuses me.
You haven't been physically abused? She's never hit you?
My spirit's been abused.
Your spirit?
Yes.
But physically you fine?
Yeah. She don't hit people, but...
She never hit you?
No.
Look at that nigga's face, okay? Look at everybody around you. Look at this.
Look at my eye. Look at it.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the group. Take your chair with you.
But
take your chair!
Get out, nigga. For real. Out, nigga. Come back with some 6 or something. Get out.
We need to do something. This is ridiculous. You know what? We need to stand up for ourselves.
I think I'm gonna put my hands on her.
No! I'm a grown-ass man. Stand up for myself.
Ooh, Fenario is back.
God damn, nigga, your face is unchanged. I wanna lock it back up. You ugly than a motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, how many people donated for you to get that outfit?
Mickey was a nigga in the back of the classroom that girls always like, he won't stop looking at me! God damn, this nigga teeth touch his chin.
This nigga bit a sandwich and made the Batman symbol with them goddamn teeth.
Alright, listen here, you pawns of television. The idea that women don't commit crimes, or don't murder, or do it a lot less than men. I get these terrible comment section things, even on my debate about feminism, where I'm taking the side of feminism, and then you got these people arguing that men are far more violent and all this kind of stuff. Because I never see on television, they say that, I never see on television women doing these things. It happens, it's just not reported. Women do kill, they just get off more likely. They're more likely to get off and not be charged. They're more likely to use a proxy, a man to kill for them so they don't get as caught. But that stuff happens. I was looking up various murderous women that are on California's death row that killed their kids, like killed 3 or 4 of their kids and all this kind of thing. It's just not shown. It's not shown because there's this huge benefit to a lot of industries and maybe to culture at large, a huge perceived benefit to present women as harmless and men as necessarily harmful. Let me tell you why it is useful to understand statistics and why women aren't just harmless. It's not because then we get to blame women so men aren't as much to blame. That's not the point. The whole reason, the only respectable reason to consider statistics is to make useful predictions for the future. Now, if you just buy into what you've heard on television, that men are necessarily bad, women are necessarily good, then your prediction, your prejudice is, well, then when I come across a woman, she'll be necessarily trustworthy. If I come across a man, he'll be necessarily not trustworthy. The reason for prediction, or the reason for statistics, is to make predictions, and you cannot make predictions if you just assume, well, I'll just go off assuming women are, you can be safe, and assuming men you can't. I'll just go assuming black people are more likely to be violent and assuming white people are less likely. It's just not a safe and useful prediction that you can make. So simply, television, it lies to you. Women will kill you. Women will kill other people. Men will certainly do it too. But it's not a useful thing to think, well, men are statistically killing far more often, so I'm just going to trust that woman and distrust that man. You will be ill-served to have that as your prediction.
Matthew 18:21 talks about Jesus' commandment to forgive those who sin against us. My mother did just that. I can remember how she described her wedding as a day to remember. She said that she felt like the most beautiful and the most important woman alive. And like any other bride-to-be, there was some anxiety. But I think she tried to convince herself that she was ready, only because her family and friends were there to witness the love that was shared between the two. As soon as my mom and dad settled in, that's when the beatings began. Her daily routine of putting on makeup was to cover up the scars of his love. He promised that he wouldn't do it anymore. But as the years went by, the possibility of that seemed far from reach. She was no longer herself. She always knew that she was supposed to be a good wife and a good mother. And so she tried hard to break the generational curse of abuse that she witnessed with both of her parents. Even as a young child, I would always hear her say, "I love you to death," as she wiped the blood and attempted to cover up the pain. I used to think that it was my mother's fault that Daddy would get so angry, until I saw her begging for her life, trying to be a good wife. Please don't kill me. Unfortunately, I saw too much, and it left a scar where Daddy's love used to be. I will never forget how she looked the day she surrendered her life to depression. Now I have to figure out how I'm supposed to live, who to marry, and how to avoid those same beatings that ultimately destroyed our family. Forgive and forget. Not this time.
All right, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jay, the straight shooter, with another video. Yay! All right, so check this out, man. I am feeling loads and loads of brotherhood today, and that's because yesterday I was on a Voice for Men radio, and I did a little interview about homeschooling with Nick from a Voice for Men radio, and another good brother by the name of Joffrey the Giant. And we had a really good discussion about it. A couple people called up on the show. We gave them some advice. There was one troll talking about his penis or something, whatever, some stupid shit, whatever, you know. But all in all, it was a good show. I'm very happy that I was able to be on there and be in the presence of people like Nick and Joffrey and a Voice for Men radio, because I think they have done a lot to really help out the whoa, sounds too messed up there. I think that they've done way more than they've ever way more than they've needed to help, you know, advance the causes of men lately. But anyway, what I wanted to get at today was I've been off for a couple of weeks. Today's my last day, and you know, for the first time in years, I think I watched a little bit of daytime TV, and I put on the Maury Povich show, and I could not believe what was going on as far as they're doing this whole paternity test thing and stuff like that. You know, all these girls, and they got these kids, and they'll get up on there and they'll have this dude tested, and it's not that guy isn't the father, and all this craziness. And I'm gonna try to get right into this, and hopefully I don't mess it up, because, you know, like, you know, I don't script my videos. So there was a woman on the show. She had twins, okay, and I forgot what you call it. It's like fraternal or maternal. I don't know. They were twins. All right, regardless, okay. So she's got this dude on there, and he's supposed to be the baby's father, both of the kids, right? And the mom, what had happened was the mom, as soon as the babies were born, the mom ran around saying that the kids she was saying that these aren't my grandchildren. This woman had sex with someone else. And you know, the guy, trying to be a good stand-up guy, was like, you know, no, these are my kids. I'm going to take care of them. We're going to get married, blah, 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 blah. And so, you know, it turns out that they weren't his kids. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this whole thing, but there's something that Desmond Morris, who was an anthropologist, he came up with something called the dual mating strategy. And what that is basically what a woman will do is she'll run around, she'll find a guy that is a good provider, and then after that, once she finds him and bags him, she'll go out there and try to find a guy that she's actually supposedly physically attracted to, so that she can get the best DNA, so that she can better carry on her bloodline. Which I guess makes a lot of sense, but I think it would be smarter for women to find a guy who was both a good provider and turns her on. But, you know, that's just another story. I can't figure this shit out. So what I'm getting at here is, and then one thing I wanted to say is that, you know, a lot of y'all have heard the term, at least those of y'all who were involved with the manosphere, you've probably heard the term alpha fucks, beta bucks, which is the same thing. You know, supposedly the alpha male supposedly goes around and has sex with all these women and gets them pregnant or whatever. And then supposedly the beta male is the guy he's the simp, he's the mangina, he's the guy that, you know, marries the chick and, you know, whatever, and then he's taking care of someone else's kids. All right, here's the deal, man. Men out there, y'all got to start thinking about what you're doing. You got to start thinking about who you're sticking your dicks in. Okay, for real. You can talk all the crap you want about these women out here ain't no good and all this, that, and the third. But if you're fucking them, how good are you? I mean, think about that. Why do y'all, so many of y'all, and this is for the good brothers out here. I'm not talking about, you know, these pickup artist fools and all that stuff like that who will just fuck anything. Or, well, they say they don't fuck anything, but whatever. They go out and they get supposedly women who are, you know, 7s, 8s, and 9s because they're good looking. What the fuck good is a good looking skank? You know what I'm saying? What is that? But anyway, think about it this way, man. This is just gross. Some of these chicks out here are basically, the inside of their vagina is just a freaking a bowl of fucking DNA, sperm, cum dumpster soup. Do you understand what I'm saying? What kind of I'm getting gross thinking about it. Some of these chicks have like 2 and 3 different male sex partners every week. So imagine 3 men ejaculating into a woman, and then you show up, and then you stick your dick in there. You're sticking your dick in a freaking thing of cum dump soup. Do you understand that? Y'all gotta have respect for yourselves. I mean, look, it's a new day, it's a new age. Feminism has taken over. You can't convince these women to stop being sluts. You just ain't gonna do it. Women don't have the ability to say, you know what, I fucked up, right? It's just not gonna happen. And then on top of that, they got TV shows and blogs and books and stuff out here basically congratulating and, you know, rewarding single motherhood. On top of that, we got the whole welfare state that just keeps perpetuating this stuff. You're not going to fix it. You're not. So just don't stay away from them, man. Have some respect for yourself. Have some respect for your dick. You know what? And some of y'all are going to say, oh, well, I use a condom. Dude, some of that fluid and stuff drips out. It comes out, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to drip on you. And then you're going to have some vaginal fluid mixed with 2 and 3 other guys, different guys freaking cum. Ugh. Fuck. Ugh. Anyway, think about what you're doing. Stop fucking sluts.
We're not talking about a few errors. We're not talking about occasional lapses. We are talking about a body of egregiously false information at the heart of the domestic violence movement. False claims are pervasive. False claims are not the exception, they're the rule.
Hey everybody, listen up.
Listen up, guys.
Hey guys, listen up.
Hear that? You're being told to pay attention. You're being told by men better than you, smarter than you, more successful than you, better dressed and richer than you to pay attention. So listen up.
Guys.
Hey guys, listen up.
Sit up straight and listen up.
No one should ever hit a woman.
No one should ever hit another human being. No. No one should ever hit a woman.
No one should ever hit a woman.
Not their wife, not their girlfriend, not their...
They're uniquely the people who should be protected from violence. Men should not be protected from violence. And in fact, if a woman hits you...
No one should ever hit a woman.
You're not allowed to defend yourself. You get it?
No woman should have to fear violence.
Especially not from someone they know and trust.
You don't count. Violence against you doesn't count as violence. That's comedy.
No one should ever hit a woman.
In spite of the fact that more men than women are subject to violence, we're going to make this exclusive. No one should ever hit a woman.
No woman should have to fear violence.
Especially not from someone they know and trust.
Because we're going to pretend that domestic violence is a sexually directional problem, even though it's not.
No woman should have to fear violence.
This message being portrayed to you is going to pretend that it is one directional. It is going to pretend, engage in the game of pretend, that is only men beating on women.
Growing up, I was ashamed and afraid of my father when he abused my mom.
Because we're engaging in pretend, and now you should feel shame. Not because you did any violence, but because you're male.
I was ashamed and afraid of my...
You should feel shame and remorse, not for anything that you did, but because you're male.
I was ashamed and afraid of my father.
We want you to feel ashamed of yourself for your male identity.
Is when a man raises his hand to hurt a woman. We all have to take responsibility. So if you see someone threatening a woman, step up.
Yeah, because your role, as defined by the public, is to be the public bodyguard of everybody else, putting yourself at risk.
So if you see someone threatening a woman, step up.
Don't define yourself. Don't say I'm a human being with value of my own because I'm a human. No, no, no. Only buy into the ideal of a man that is of public benefit to other people and is of hazard to yourself.
So step up.
Step up. Put yourself in harm's way. And if you see a man being subject to violence, don't do anything about that because he probably deserves it. If you see a man being subject to violence, particularly violence done by a woman, just in your imagination, craft a story in which he deserves to be subject to violence. And for God's sakes, don't define yourself as a human being if you're male, a human of value who deserves to be allowed to live without being subject to violence or put on the firing line for someone else's benefit.
The worst abuse of power is when a man raises his hand to hurt a woman.
Actually, I think the worst abuse of power is when publicly elected officials who have access to all the information on a topic will publicly lie about that issue, which will perpetuate violence like the one that Joe Biden is telling you. Perpetuating a myth. The myth that it is male on female exclusively, and not the reality that domestic violence occurs within violent relationships and men and women are equally abusive towards each other.
This was probably 80% of the women coming in. Well, as it is, it was 62%, let's say, because those I could actually document. Those women were either more violent than the men they left, or the violence was consensual. Indeed, she was battered, she was bruised, and in many cases those were the worst beatings, but she was just as violent as he was. So the violence was consensual. It wasn't just on one side. Both sides were violent. But she was just as violent as he was. So the violence was consensual. It wasn't just on one side. Both sides were violent, and both sides had an input into that violent relationship that played backwards and forwards.
So why would Joe Biden, the author of the Violence Against Women Act, and President Barack Obama lie? Why would they lie about domestic violence if their lie is going to perpetuate it and keep it rolling, make sure the violence continues to happen? Well, because more than 50% of the registered and participating voters are female. And if you tell people they're better than other people, you win their favor, especially if they're infantilized, childish, intellectually undeveloped. You tell them, you're better, you're less violent, you're special, you're victims. And that's how they get reelected. By flattering the voters, by lying to them, telling them comforting lies. Now, the domestic violence grievance industry, which is a money-making industry, also has a motivation to lie. It's not to get reelected, obviously, because they're not an elected body. It's to keep the money flowing. Because the story that domestic violence is just men beating on just women rather than reciprocal, rather than multi-directional violence by violent individuals in dysfunctional relationships, and that violence fueled by, say, alcoholism, drug addiction, bad socialization, poor coping skills, mental illness, and a host of other problems causing domestic violence. Now, the simplified but false narrative that it's just men beating on just women, that is a simple story that tugs on everyone's heartstrings and provides easy and quick access to their wallets for donation. So it's for the money, honey. It's not to stop violence. And the fact that they're telling a dysfunctional and false narrative and using that false narrative in their programs to supposedly reduce violence, that is to make sure the violence continues so they continue to get funding. Or you can just go along with the comfortable lie, feel better about yourself if you're female, and feel guilty and miserable, and ultimately, if you're smart enough to realize you're being lied to, angry if you're male. But if you're a woman and you're intelligent, then you should also feel a little bit angry, because this perpetuation of a lie, this myth, and the structuring of anti-violence programs based on a myth is a guarantee that the violence will continue to happen. It's like, literally, it's like trying to fight a house fire and pouring water on only the south and the east facing walls and letting the other two walls burn freely.
We're not talking about a few errors. We're not talking about occasional lapses. We are talking about a body of egregiously false information at the heart of the domestic violence movement. False claims are pervasive. False claims are not the exception, they're the rule.
Thanks for watching.
Watch as we pray. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Ashe, Ashe. In fact, I tend to the garden of the mind and the pool of the soul daily, praying ceaselessly with boldness, casting my cares on the provider of all things. The protection I have is truth based in wisdom, mission being to eradicate ignorance. With persistent due diligence, I step on devils. As Holy Breath speaks the straight path to eternal life, whom shall I fear? This is much more than rhetorical acrobatics set to rhythm. Our work is an in-depth analysis into the houses built where the soul resides with precision. As J. Dave says, balance is anchored in the heart of the mind, beyond the point where ego and reason either coincide or collide. Allied with the Most High and the people, plight of the youth be why my lyrics so lethal. Weapon is pen, words going into the most driest soil as I wait for Oya to reign, nurturing and purifying. No more prisons, pistol popping, no more pain. Heaven on earth for real, kind of place where we all got a deal. New black people starting over. No more lying, signifying carnal clever to the utmost. Jesus saves those that bear their crosses. Same for doctors, toilet washers, cops, and lawyers. Justice is everybody's business. This is what we must mean when we say the word organizing post-2010 census. Know thyself and learn of the mysteries within so that your inner palace gleams immaculate. Ashe. Visions of living large with less, sitting on some acres, growing spelt, earning wealth, facing east. Mama Africa bless up, getting grown, no more dress up. Coming home like Dennis Brown, whole new swagger, meaning universal, conscious sound. So as I roam far from home, I memorize this poem. Never money, not the ladies, nor the deals or the Mercedes. Lest I fall for death in Hades, God and God alone. Keep us safe from quiet danger. God and God alone. 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 Watch as we pray. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Ashe, Ashe. In fact, I tend to the garden of the mind and the pool of the soul daily.
Hi, I'm Premier Christy Clark. Domestic violence is a crime with far too many victims, far too many bystanders. It's a crime we need to stand together and stop for good. In BC, we've taken some positive steps. We worked with the BC Lions for the Be More Than a Bystander campaign, a campaign that encourages both men and women to stand up to put an end to domestic violence. We created the Provincial Office of Domestic Violence. And last week, the office began public consultations for input on how to create a 3-year plan to address the issue. 7 ministers came together in Surrey to talk with community providers about what we can do better. I want to encourage you to participate. Ending domestic violence will mean a big shift in thinking. And to make that happen, we need your help. I want to hear from you. Visit our website, add your voice. By speaking up and standing together, we can and we will stop domestic violence.